Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. This morning I would like to begin the video with a simple preamble. On the screen you will see a saying. I can't remember who made this saying, but it is one that has stuck in my head for many years. It says, "He who fights against monsters should be careful that he himself does not become a monster. Because if you stare long enough into the abyss will reflect back into you." In other words, you need to do what you have to do to defeat monsters. In other words, the only way to defeat a monster is to adapt some of the same techniques used by the monsters. Nevertheless, always maintain that little spark of humanity within you. Because if you go all out and cross over a certain level, cross over a certain threshold, you can become the very monster that you are trying to fight. And if you become exactly like the monster that you are trying to fight, then how do you justify fighting against the monster since you and the monster become one and the same? Therefore, as civilized human beings, when we are fighting monsters, you need to have a cutoff point. A point beyond which you will not go. A point at which you will step back or can step back and not become the depraved beast against which you were fighting. Guys, there was a triple murder in Central Village Friday gone. I had wanted to report on it because I had some interesting features to add to that story, but other things kept coming up and I kept delaying it. No, it should have gone out yesterday, but here we go. Late Friday night, a house in McBride Hill, which is a section of Central Village, was invaded and 3 young men were shot and killed. The young men were Matthew Simit, 20 years old, and 2 brothers, Giovanni Ferguson, 21, and his brother Jaheim Ferguson, 19. Note the ages 19, 20, and 21. It is said that these young men were members of a gang called the Immortals. According to reports, between 9 and 11 gangsters raided the house. They actually call out the one called Matthew Smith. And as they see him approaching the gate, they start dark up the place with bullets and took him out before he could put up any great resistance. The other 2 in the house, according to what I hear, were actually firing back at the assailants outside. And they might actually take the yard next door and go through and go round the back and storm the house and take out the other 2. Then they went into the house now and take up the guns that the ones inside were using to fire back at them. And then they are left. When you notice something before I explain the background of this incident, I need to say this. When you notice say that with these 3 young men dead in the house, there has not been a single protest. Mecca did police kill them? You know that see main road out of Central Village block and talk about police brutality and how them is innocent and them never do nothing and the police just brutal. But when gunman kill them, complete silence. Nobody no want demonstrate. Why? Because they know that the law of the land protects them from being brutalized by the police when they demonstrate. Now make one of them get up and hold on one placard or even kiss them teeth too hard in a central village over the killing and see what happened to them. Them house burned down and all kind of thing. But guess who is hated? The police, the protectors are the ones who is hated. And that's a serious point for everybody to note. Anyway, the person who is fueling the violence doesn't even live in Jamaica. It is a piece of shite them called Dogman. I have yet to get his government name, but Dogman, this you're sitting here. This is the older picture of him, so he looks different now. But I hear that he still carries the dreadlocks. And Dogman come from in a central village, same place in central village. But as usual with these toxic creatures, them want to run place. They want to be in charge of communities. So him form a gang called the Immortals. And the Immortal gang over the past 5 years have been wreaking havoc in their own community. Now, we don't notice bad man from the 60s and 70s and 80s. Bad man in them days. They make sure cause no violence whatsoever inside their own communities. Them go outside and go create mayhem and come back in them community for protection. Nowadays, bad man get gun to kill off them own community members. Subdue them, subjugate them, and keep them foot, their knees in the neck of their own community members. Now, after the death of them three low life here, the mother come out and I say her son them no do nothing, her son innocent, how innocent her sons are. Them no mix up in anything. In the same breath, listen what she said. She said that the only thing they do is to sit down every day and play video games. And that's all she know they do. Now, take this into consideration. You have a 19 and a 21-year-old, two man them in your house, sit down every day and play video game, not going to school, not working, not having any source of income. And you did that just a mind them while them sit down in yard every day and play video game? Lady, you never see something wrong with that. You know, see them a come in with things. You know, see them a spend money. Where you think them did I get it from? Them tell you that them get it from the barrel come. And you know the barrel them will come. And you see them a bling out in a clothes here and there. Then sit down every day and play video game. And you think it was okay? You think man I go send barrel from foreign so often give them and send money come give them for no reason? Is either them a give it to them to terrorize people and shoot people and kill people, or the man a bend them over. Which one of them were you thinking? That them people overseas who you see them go pick up money from now and again, and when barrel come, things in there for them and them hand out to certain other people. So much youth a pack up at them yard every day. I help them play the video game, quote unquote, and you never suspect nothing. And in the same breath that she was saying them, all them do a play video game, she went on by saying them can't take telling. What she don't like about them is that them can't take telling. No, she never tell us what them can't take telling about, but pick sense out of nonsense. What them couldn't take telling about? She was warning them about something. What could it be? I think I know, but you guys can give me your opinion in the comment section. Last year Christmas, you mother, you see man come out of Jamaica from foreign and gather up 2 car load of man. Each car having about 2 rented car. Each one having about 5 or 6 man. and them come pick up your son, which make up the number, and them drive go round at this party, and them drive come round at that party, and them drive go here and there and everywhere. Pure bag of long seed man pack up so, and you not suspect nothing. I keep telling people, anyway you see a bag of long seed man pack up, the mother a play a sword fight, no know what I mean, or they are planning to rob and shoot and kill. But there's nothing good can come out of a group of men just hanging out together for the perk of just hanging out. Now here is where it's stemming from. On the 12th of March, 2024, that's 10 months ago, a mother, her 2 daughters, and her grandson were burned to death in their house in St. Catherine, right there in Central Village. Now, this was done by some really cold-blooded killers, because it is believed, I know what the initial report had said, was that 3 were found on the veranda of the house because the grill was locked and they were allowed to burn while the gunmen watched. It is not known up to now, well, I don't know if it has been known, but I don't know if they were actually shot before being burnt right there on the veranda, or if they were simply allowed to burn alive. But this showed the very viciousness. Now, let's look at the victims. The victims of this vicious attack was 48-year-old Nicola Clark, her 28-year-old daughter Nicola James, her 13-year-old daughter Sora White, and Nicole James, that's the 20-year-olds, her 4-year-old son Cadine Pattison. Now, these were 4 of our most vulnerable members of society. 3 women, 2 women, 1 underage girl, and a 4-year-old boy. And you watch a woman, her daughter, and her grandson burn while you watch them burn to death. That were turned to charcoal. The 13-year-old, she had run into the bathroom, turned on the pipe, and was trying to cool herself down, but she eventually, based on the heat, the level of heat, she still burned to death. Or no, she wasn't burned to death, but she died probably of smoke inhalation, because regardless of how she stand up under the shower and full the bath, the flames were so intense, and at that temperature, she still did not survive. And these were human beings who stood by and watched it happen. It is believed that this incident happened because earlier in the week, police had gone into the area and had found 3 guns, 2 rifles, and a pistol. And for some reason, I don't understand how, that's not clear to me at this time, it is believed that some member of this family, maybe the mother, maybe the big daughter, had leaked information which caused the police to discover the guns. And based on this suspicion, Dogman from overseas put out a contract on the lady. They just make a decision that these people had to die because they're an informer. And there's a specific reason why they were allowed to die in that way. Because they want to send a message, say, listen, any uno who try this again, this is what uno are going to suffer. When this happened, there was no demonstration either. After all, you don't demonstrate when bad man commit the biggest atrocity. No. You demonstrate against the police who are trying to protect you. That's who you demonstrate against. Because after all, if you come out and demonstrate against the police, you can go home back safely and live. But make them try gunman commit film atrocities. Anyway, the 3 that died on Friday, they are believed to be the ones involved in the killing of those people last year. those 4 innocent, vulnerable Jamaican citizens. But the other group, is a group that they're trying to overcome, because there's a group that is fighting against the parental gang. And this is a group called the Uppity Gang. Now, the Uppity Gang is the one who is resisting the Immortals from taking over. And those 3 that died were part of the Immortal Gang. So, them not time them never drink them tea when it hot. They went for them when it was convenient to do so. It is believed that the Immortal Gang had actually burnt down 2 more houses and shoot a lady in her mouth just weeks before. So, them 3 were dead, I don't know, good boy. These gangs, both of them, they are prepared to turn their own community into a wasteland. And for what? For what? Just to say that me run the place, me control the place? Is that really something to terrorize your community for? Because sometimes somebody send like a US for you and send 1 barrel with some shoes and clothes. Now, when me say, for go kick off them door at 2 a.m., I do it because I want to protect people like this lady and her daughters and her grandson. I want to protect these 13-year-olds from being killed. I am trying to protect this little 4-year-old boy. We could have saved his life if police were kicking off more doors and going after these scavengers. I always say, preemptive strike. Don't wait for them to continue to kill people. Just go in and take them out in a them bed. We know who I do the thing. The police know who I do the thing. Just go for them at 2 a.m. We as a nation need to protect the innocent. We as a nation need to protect the vulnerable. We as a nation need to defend the defenseless. And the only way to do that is to wipe these scavengers off the face of the earth. Do I get an amen? Praise the Lord. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.